Macmillan Audio presents Once a Crooked Man by David McCallum. Read for you by the author. There was a crooked man, and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence upon a crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house. 1. Until he pulled open the door of the Starbucks at 50th and Lexington, Carter Allison II had only experienced crushes on the fair sex in his early years, and minor infatuations in his teens. Some of the latter had led to wild sexual exploits, but Carter had never fallen deeply in love. The line was mercifully short, and he soon had his usual fix of a regular coffee with a double shot, along with a slice of lemon cake with white icing. He looked around for somewhere to sit, and that's when the fates took a hand in his future. She was seated at a table in the far corner reading a book. In front of her was a small beaded purse and a mug with a chamomile tea label hanging out. On the far side was an empty chair, the only one in the whole place. Carter threaded his way through the crowded room. "May I?" he asked, and pointed at the chair. "Of course," she replied, and moved her purse. "Thanks. Busy here this morning." "Yes," she said. As he sat down, she looked at his face for the first time. Poets have tried to capture in words that rare and magical moment when eyes meet and lives are permanently changed. Some come close in both prose and verse. It's one of the world's great tragedies that some people never experience it and possibly never will. The animal kingdom knows it well. Bald eagles, beavers, wolves, and vultures mate for life, just to name a few. On the 14th of July, 1998, Carter extended his hand and said simply, "Carter." "Fiona," she replied, taking it and marveling at the intensity of his blue eyes. For half an hour they sat in silence, but before parting company they exchanged the briefest of pleasantries, and he invited her to have dinner with him. The whole encounter was so natural to both of them that there was no need for any beating around the bush or subterfuge. He had asked, and she had accepted. Over dinner she discovered that he had recently graduated from Vanderbilt and was now going on interviews. Most of these had been unsuccessful, not only as a result of the current state of the financial world, but also because the young man with the deep blue eyes was not particularly well organized, and definitely in need of feminine guidance. Perhaps if she had known just how much guidance that would be, she would have nodded politely, got up from the table, and walked out of his life. Instead, she invited him to meet her father, who just happened to run a Wall Street investment firm. On the following Friday evening, in the panelled library of the family apartment, Carter found himself before Charles Maitland Walker, Fiona's father and founder of the firm Walker, Martin, Pomerantz and Fisher. In his hand he held the young man's resume. "I see you went to Deerfield. Great school. One of my partners went there. But that was back when it was all boys," he said wryly. "Yes, sir, that was before my time." Carter took slow, deep breaths. "And then Vanderbilt, I see." Charles Walker looked up. "Why did you head south?" "I think it was the weather, sir. I had had enough of snow and cold." "And I see you did a stint over in the UK." "Yes, sir, in England, Bristol University. I got to play a little rugby." "That must have been interesting. I saw a great game at Twickenham once. Fascinating. So simple by comparison to what we do."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?